Satang Prasanga.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and welcome to today's session. I pray that all is well with you and your families. So today we're moving on to Sutra number 23, and it goes as follows. Surrendering in this way should be continuously recurring. Results generally don't come in a once and for all fashion. The peace offered to us by Krishna also offers protection and warnings. When that peace recedes, we should recognize it as an indication that we need more shelter. Thus, ongoing turmoil offers an opportunity for more dependency and intimacy. We see in our model for approaching life, trying to fulfill desires doesn't lead to fulfillment. Many times it actually leads to frustration. So as we are applying different philosophies of life, some religious, some intellectual, we're trying to apply the best model so that our lives can be fulfilling, satisfying. If we go with the model of just becoming happy, then happiness has its ups and downs as well. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. But being satisfied, being fulfilled, at Yayatma Supasiddhati, the Srimad Bhagavatam describes the state of being as Yayatma Supasiddhati. Remember, in the Vedic tradition, we have two words to describe this. One is Sukh, which means happiness, but a deeper level is Ananda. No other tradition describes this point of Ananda, being satisfied, being content from the heart. But that doesn't mean that your senses will be strong and stimulated. No, it means being fulfilled from inside. You don't need much from outside. And if we move towards that state of being, we have a much more rewarding, fulfilling life. If we look at what disturbs us, it also reflects what we're taking shelter of. Because if we're taking shelter of something that's strong, then the disturbance will be weak. So our disturbance also reflects what we take shelter of. And usually the problems come in two main areas. One is in relationships and one is in finance. If those two areas are satisfied and content, then it's easier to move on with life. So what is your philosophy of life? Are we just living life with a contingency plan just to kind of make it work? Or do we actually have a clear model? Well, Bhagavad Gita is giving a clear model. The Srimad Bhagavatam is giving a clear model of how to be satisfied and fulfilled and still be happy in life. So we read here today, surrendering in this way should be continuously recurring. It's a state of mind. It just doesn't occur. It has to be developed. And it has to be part of you, of who you are. So surrendering is a process. And it takes development. That means you're going to need events to create your strength. You're going to need occasions to develop your skill of being focused, being strong in all kinds of calamities. It says here, results generally don't come in a once and for all fashion. Usually we want information. Usually we want situations to just work our way, just pray hard enough, if we're not praying hard enough. You know those kind of people? Their reasoning is that they're not praying hard enough. If they pray hard enough, then it'll work their way. That's like Prabhupada gives the example, the ostrich is being chased by the lion. What does the ostrich do? It puts his head into the ground. Oh, I don't see any lion anymore. Meanwhile, its backside is sticking out and the lion just boom, it just pounces on him. So it's a foolish way to live life. Very foolish way to live life. We need a much more concrete understanding to base and model our life on. So it says here, the peace offered to us by Krishna also offers protection and warnings. This process that Krishna is trying to make us understand is also protecting us. Because is it really possible? I mean, come on, be realistic. Is it really possible to fulfill every desire you have? It's not possible. You know it for yourself. There's certain desires that you just have to say, no, this is not going to be possible. And there's certain prominent ones that you focus on and make possible. So to be peaceful means you desire, but desire for Krishna. You desire in connection with Krishna. Otherwise, there's no concept of peace. I was reading an article yesterday from the BTG, and Srila Prabhupada was saying, there's no use crying for world peace unless there is an awakening of consciousness within the individual being. That is very powerful. Unless we work at ourselves. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada is famous for saying that who is he who thinks that the world needs reformation? He should be the first to be reformed. Meaning that unless you work on yourself first, the world is just a macro expression of the individual being. So unless we work on ourselves, you can't change the world. So it goes on to say, when that peace resides, we should recognize it as an indication that we need more shelter. What happens when things get tough and it's not actually going now? We're praying now, we're doing everything, fasting, and it's not working out. Then what do? Then the advice is we should take more shelter of Krishna, more sadhana, more chanting, more hearing. Because remember, Krishna is developing the relationship with us. The intimacy is more important than the result. He goes on to say here, thus ongoing turmoil offers an opportunity for more dependency and intimacy. See, this ongoing turmoil that life throws at us is offering an opportunity for more intimacy, more dependency. What do? Do we give up these desires? How do we work with it? So bhakti offers another process of detachment. It's a very interesting process because every other process of detachment is encouraging one to give up the desire, give up the attachment. Bhakti is not saying that. Devotion is saying, no, get attached to Krishna first. First attach your mind to Krishna. When you attach yourself to Krishna, that is a higher level, a higher taste. Vishaya vinivartante nirharascha dehinam rasovarja rasopyasya paramdristam nivartate. You achieve the higher taste, paramdristam nivartate. And by that higher taste of attachment to Krishna, because spiritual taste is a much more stable platform than material taste. Material taste is mixed with the three modes, so it's constantly changing. But spiritual taste, spiritual is it's a stable platform, and it's at the level of the soul. So you're much more fulfilled. So in Bhagavad Gita 6.22, there's a very, very powerful verse that comes there, where Krishna is saying, Yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tataha yasmin stito na dukkena guruna pivichalyate. So it's explaining how that this state of mind, this state of being, that when one attains that, there's nothing higher to be attained. What a great state of consciousness this is. And the reward of it is that being in that state, one is unshaken in the greatest kind of calamities. Krishna uses the word the greatest calamities. So it's a very empowering verse. Please go and read it, 6.22 Bhagavad Gita. And I'm sure it will give you a lot of strength for the difficulties that you're facing right now. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We'll see you tomorrow.